I just started the stream, so let me do a little introduction and we can talk about ChatGPT and our thoughts. Hello. All right, it's May 8th. We are in the She Weekly Huddle where we talk about athletes, She community stuff, crypto, and all the things in between. Here with Pretty Scone as always, and we are back on YouTube, which is doing some lovely transcription work for us today, like usual. We last week tried YouTube, right? And
Yes.
we had some results from it, and some. I also have some feedback on using YouTube as well. On my screen right now, I have OBS transcript Googled, seeing maybe if we can streamline this transcription process a little bit better. But for this week, we will use YouTube again. Yeah, let's talk about ChatGPT and stuff. Scone, I can pull up the what it spat out to us last week right here. Posted in the chat. What do you think about it? Useful? Not useful?
I'll say yes and no. It gives so from the notes that you had sent me, it gives the broader strokes of things, but it doesn't give you, I'll say, like the minute things, like the small little, actual like dialogue that might be written down, or like what was actually said by, someone. And so for those parts, there might be some information missed, but like overall, I think it covers like a decent base of topics.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It would have to be. I agree that the minute details are lacking. Part of that could be because it doesn't have It doesn't say, "Hey, Young Kid Warrior is talking here. Pretty Scone is talking here." It just has the timestamps. It could also be my prompting as well. Could be improved. I definitely had some better luck with better prompts. So it might be able to be done better. And then on top of that, I think maybe asking it for quotes as well might help. I didn't expect this to be like a one-off solution, like a end-all solution, but it might help make our job as note-taking easier. And then we can and then sifting through the transcript, it'll take all the big parts, and then we can go in after and write notes on what we think is important, right?
Yeah, because like one of the things, so like the group also praised a recent community event that involves workout and a dice game, and so like just little like even though the dice game was expressed, just like if we can go deeper, into that discussion, you know what I mean? Like what the dice game was, and or like what community like held it. Like right now it's literally just like finite detail stuff that could be changed to make it better, but like overall it was decent.
Yeah, I'm gonna share my screen here. Let's ask, because I still have that transcript chat. Let's ask it. Can you explain more details about the dice game from which one was that in number? Oh, this is the wrong one. Oops. I believe, yeah, this one. Dice game. So this is, I don't know if you can see my screen.
Yeah, so you can ask it questions based on the.
Some of it is not correct though.
Yeah.
But other things are. So it would take us. Yeah, like this isn't even about the dice game. But some of it is really good. Like Shi-Fi is not what we did. It was Panvala and Emprende DAO.
Alright.
But it was. I mean, if I think, like I said, better prompting. You can get what you want out of it, right? Like this is pretty good. Just kind of clean it up. I think it's useful. I think this is something that if we were to spend some time on to like kind of clean up how it is made, it would, and like have like a proper prompt, it would be pretty useful, you know?
Yeah.
Like one thing I like to do actually is say, I want to make the perfect note-taking AI that will read transcripts. Can you help me make the perfect prompt for the AI by asking questions? This will help make a prompt right here. So I'll fill this out later today or tomorrow, and see if like it comes up with a better way to prompt the itself.
Yeah,
I guess it's prompting itself. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
A lot of this stuff is new. You know, a lot of the AI hacking is new, so it's just kind of playing with it and seeing. Yeah, that's a lot of questions. I'm just watching it continue to write.
Yeah, same.
That's a lot of questions. So
cool. Oh, 10 is fine. Yeah, 10 seems standard. Yeah, 10. I thought I was going to keep going.
Yep, cool. If you want to answer it, maybe I can put these in a HackMD and we can answer them together. It might be more up your alley of work. I'll throw these in a HackMD. Well, I'll just throw them into the chat. So, yeah, I think it's cool. It's cool on its result. However, there was a problem, and it's that YouTube takes almost an entire day to process an hour-long live video. Oh. So our notes, like, I don't think did you post the notes from last week?
No.
Right, and it kind of it ruins it kind of ruins the flow that we have. So it would be better to have like an in-house transcriber. So I've been looking into like if OBS can transcribe our audio. It would definitely be faster and allow us to have a better turnaround rate on on all this stuff. On the auto summary. I think that would make it a lot more, because right now having to like wait a day is pretty rough.
I wonder why it takes so long.
I don't think the transcription takes that long. It's more like processing the video. But it's all done in the same kind of process, so. Yeah. I think the main goal is to allow you to kind of, instead of have you focus more on taking notes, focus more on like proper responses, just so that we can have like a more natural conversation where taking notes can kind of inhibit like the thought process.
Yeah.
So. All right, I'm going to keep moving on, though, because I think we have a pretty good understanding of this. Distributions. I fixed the problem of I was actually having a problem with SourceCred. I fixed it yesterday, so now I have a distribution running right now, which is just like getting held up on the Discord rate limit constantly. But I have a distribution running for distribution 115, so we'll see if it should work now. And then I can probably pump out a couple of these a day and catch us up. Last week I talked about like Merman, the Merkle shaman for Dow House, and I talked about Govern. Oh, I forgot to do Govern attestation. All right, we'll do that after we finish this conversation. Maybe at the end. We'll do it at the end. So, yeah, I talked about Govern, and I talked about the Merman distribution mechanism. The Govern has actually put out a new feature that's pretty sweet, and it actually aligns with the feature that we had we had built. Oops, this is the wrong account. We had actually built originally in our Discord for judging memes. I don't know if you remember the starboard.
Yeah. How we would place a star on which one in that meme, also like in that meme section that we thought was, good enough to like use.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So if we go into the DAO settings here, which are where I know I had it, maybe it's in Pro. Oh, so if we go into the She DAO and I go into settings, there's all the normal stuff they had, which is the people inside the DAO. They have something called verification frameworks. And so now they have something called a number of attesters verification framework. And the contribution will only be verified if it reaches a certain number of attesters. Which we can put at like 5 or 3, 2 or 1. I think 3 is a good. Do you want to use? So we could use this if we want. I don't know if we're going to turn it on right now.
We can't turn it on right now because there's only 2 of us. So like, I'll say right now, while it's only the 2 of us, I don't see why we need it.
So yeah, it's like you, me, and Chio, right? So like some of these have 3 attestations. But yeah, I think it's a little too rudimentary at the moment, which is fine. It's more of a proof of concept that they're mapping out. But if they could be, I think right now it's too rudimentary for the DAO that like the style of DAO we have, right?
Good yawn.
Yeah, I had a long weekend. So that's cool. Govern is putting out features that actually are useful. Maybe not directly to us, but in the future could be useful. No, don't go to my email. Yeah. Other than that, they're rounding out a couple other things in the platform that were interesting. If you go to your contributions and you report a contribution, your personal activity types are actually here. So I have all these activity types. So you can actually go and log your personal activity types and other things like that. Making sure that the platform is oriented towards emergent DAOs and not like static DAOs.
Makes sense.
And then Merman, I'm going to work on a little later today, actually. I have a meeting with Deacon Bro of Dow House to kind of just pseudocode hack on some of the stuff and kind of like muddle it down to a proper product.
What is it called again?
So it's the Merkle Shaman, which is shortened to Merman. Merman.
Hurt. Okay.
Then, yeah, so we have Dow, we have that. Oh, Panvala distribution came out. And if I head over to, I don't think it was distributed yet, though. But the numbers were dropped at the last meeting. And if we go to, you can watch the meeting on YouTube to get the updates. But there we are in quarterly distribution. Matching is 15.6 times the numbers. So if we made $65 from stamps. So 65 times 15 is somewhere in the hundreds. The 600s. Oops. That's not what I wanted to do. I think this might be in the 700s. 900. I can't do math. So it's almost $1,000 if I'm correct in that's what it means. I'm not sure if that's exactly what that means.
Yeah.
But it might be. But that would be great to have that. And then on top of that, we rage quit from the Dow House liquidity position, and we have in our like EOA account here about $3,000. ETH is kind of dropping right now, so we had about 3,000. Yeah. Now we're at about 26, and then I actually moved some to use for gas. So I'm gonna have to put. I owe you like about $300 back into this, and then there's the house rewards on top of it that will probably give us about another $200-300. So we're looking at about $5,000 available to us. So that's not including what you owe as well, Scone. That would help us. So we have like $5,000 to $6,000 available to spend on developer work for our next product, which would be pretty sweet. Excuse me. Yeah.
Do you know what you want that to be?
The product?
Like what you wanna? I'll say what you want to spend the. So when you say development work, I just think of like hiring more devs. Is that what you mean, or just like development work as a whole?
I think, well, what we would do is probably commission devs, because we don't have devs. The only dev contributing to the DAO is me.
Yeah.
So we'd have to commission devs to do that. We might be able to work with Raid Guild and set up something unique with our source cred distributions. But yeah, it would. I think if we were to go to what I showed last week, which is the Excalidraw, which is a pretty good outlining, we'd probably want to start with this part, like start with the streaming part and make sure that we can build. We'd have to start with our contracts and get the contracts finished up, and then have them build the Twitch plugin as well. if we can get them to build the Twitch plugin and finish up our contracts with $6,000, that they're not too complicated of contracts, so that would be pretty sweet. For $6,000, that gives us the ability to filter like funds back into our DAO, right? Just by doing, just by having those two things built. So from there, once the product is built, what we'll want to do is talk to old She and community members and see how they feel about the product, have them test it out, have them see if it's something that they want to put on their back and chill, and check if they want to buy some or earn some particle or get some particle to use on it. From there, we'll also talk to our advisors about this tithe and see how they feel about the tithe. Which a tithe is honestly, I think, a good thing for the community. One, it will keep people active, but it'll also set a base in economics terms. It sets a base value for particle, where right now we have an entirely inflationary treasury, where as we build our stake, the amount of particle increases and the particle to dollar rate goes down, right, in our treasury. But if we have a tithe, there is a consistent reinvestment in the product, and therefore it creates a base value of particle.
Makes sense.
So that's an interesting one to talk to our advisors about. I might hit up our dev advisor as well, Coffrey, and see what he thinks about this. He might actually want to do some hacking with us. So, $6,000 is not a ton. It's definitely not enough to run a world-changing organization, but it's better than zero, and we should be smart about what we do with it. And we should, if we use it effectively, we can turn 6,000 into much more. There's also an argument, because we're not going to do this anytime soon, right? And the reason being, one, we're in the bear market, and the fact that we have some funds, holding on to those funds is probably a good idea. Two, we don't have any home base online. Our website needs to be redone, and our docs need to be redone. And I don't think anyone did any work on that last week that I know of. I don't know if you took a look at the links we sent last week, or I don't know if you did any work on those. Or if
I looked at them and I read them, but I didn't do any work on them.
You read them? Well,
Yeah.
you should maybe put up some thoughts, or we got people fiending for the exercise.
Yeah? Who?
No, Helia is in general asking about it. The weekly challenge. So, yeah, we have people. Well, I don't think Mark did any, but you should tell me what you think of them. Here, I'll pull up the link, and you can tell me like page by page. You don't have, I mean, it'd be nice to have a write-up.
I can do like some notes. Make it easier.
A couple notes probably be good. But in general, what do you think? Better than? Did you compare them to the previous ones we had?
Oh no, I didn't even think about doing that. I should have done that.
Yeah. What do you think? But in general, what do you think? How do they read? Do you think?
Okay, so in general, they read smoothly. so I'll say the easiest way to say, we still have a lot of, I'll say, explaining that probably will need to be done, just truly because of all the intricacies within She. And so, oh, excuse me. And so with that, it just, like I said last week, as long as we keep everything succinct and it makes sense, then we're good. And then in terms of the 7 pillars make sense to me. In terms of how they pertain to She, because I looked at what the 7 pillars mean by themselves, and then your own definition of them makes them make sense. I don't know how we would go about incorporating the concept into She as a whole, though. Or just I'll say, not trying to scare people away with just not even the words, but the words of just because you have the 7 dimensions of religion framework, just so people that don't think it's a religious thing, in some way, or we're trying to bring them into a workout cult or program or
workout cult.
Like that, but overall, it's good.
Workout cult. I think, yeah. Meme. It's we gotta meme it hard, right? There's always the balance between being being something that is catching and revolutionary to and fun, right? And appealing to the general public as well. Where being a part of a community, you want to be different and stand out, and you want things to kind of have their own flavor and unique perspective, and then to appeal to the general public is it's pretty basic. There's not a lot of passion or not only passion, not a lot of passion, not a lot of uniqueness. Everyone's kind of following the status quo, So it's a balance, and I think we can hit that balance using these 7 pillars as a meme, right? And memeing the 7 pillars pretty hard instead of memeing the pillars pretty hard instead of really becoming a religion.
Yeah. I just don't want to scare people away.
I also brought up. I just Googled Chat GPT Discord bots. They have Discord GPT available, and I have premium Chat GPT. We might be able to have a channel where we have a Discord bot trained on our documentation, and then people can ask it questions about what different things are.
Just feed it our Substack.
feed it our documentation, our wiki. Right, the one we have to finish the wiki that we're working on, but we could feed it that, and then have it be it can answer any questions that people ask it.
And then we could also do or add, I'll just say key documents from that have been written to it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you add it to the server, or do you just see it?
I'd have to probably write a little or do a little bit of DevOps, which is you have to host it yourself and everything.
Yeah.
But that shouldn't cost too much. And it might cost me more just by if it ever gets spammed by if it ever gets spammed by people, it might cost me more. But
that's why people how
spammed. Like if people are like asking them millions of questions, the API charges.
Oh, you just mean like people are just like spam? I got you.
Yeah, it charges per request. So.
Oh, interesting.
But it does. I don't think it charges for the first like 10,000 or something. I don't know. I think we won't reach it. It won't charge me too much. I'd imagine. So yeah. What's up, everybody? Yeah, I think that's pretty sweet. Another thing we can do is translate our transcripts into Spanish, which is pretty cool.
Like easily?
I was looking at a couple things. There's ways to get like live Spanish captions going.
Yes,
which is pretty sweet. We've been trying to do that for a while.
Yeah.
I'm also curious if I don't know how to open our live stream here. Yeah, we're broadcasting. Content. We're live right now. So I know there's a way that to do like live captioning. I'm not sure if it gets translated though. That's the thing. Let's see here. Make sure I mute. Subtitles unavailable. So I think there's a setting here I can change. Let's check that out. Post, go live. Analytics, content. Where? Let's see if I can find it quick, and if not, it's okay.
You also have Google. You can just Google it really quick, know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
That's not scrambling.
I had found it before. Let's see. Here we go. This might be where I had it at. Maybe not. Oh, closed captions. Here we go. And it won't let me turn it on. So maybe I have to do that before I start the stream. So, that's a bummer.
Now we know for next time.
Next time we might be able to have live Spanish captions on YouTube, and then people can read it, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Cool. So I think that's all I have to talk about. We really need to just work on the wiki, which is what we talked about last week. Updating those 7 pillars. I would love to hear your comments on what we currently have, and then I would probably say that we have a lack of images on our documentation or on our wiki. It'd be nice to have some cool images, and then to explain what we're talking about.
Infographics?
Yeah, infographics. While it reads really well, I think images draw the eye, if anything.
Makes sense.
Right. Let's look at. I always like looking at Avagachi's wiki. Which I guess doesn't have any. It just has this picture right here. Doesn't really have much, I guess, right?
So you and me?
Yeah, maybe I'm overthinking it. maybe better to save the images for the website itself. I guess they have some revenue sharing.
So that you know where things are going. An earn chart, so that makes sense. Wearables, so they can show an example. So yeah, like for them it makes sense because like they actually have like assets,
True.
like little things that you like, have to kind of show. But I'll say their base wiki, pretty standard.
If you go to their introduction, they have stuff like this, right?
Yeah.
But all right, yeah, but good to look around at wikis and see what you like, what you don't like, and we can implement those topics. I'm out of stuff. Do we want to do a vote on the next workout?
We have to.
Sandra, do you? Is that Rommel as well? Yeah. Sandra, Rommel, and Marcos.
What are you typing?
Asking if they have any workouts that they want to recommend. I think bird dogs were good. Were last week.
They felt great too.
Yeah.
I'd be stretching. I'd be using them as a workout, but then also like as a stretch too. Nah, dog. It's real nice.
We could do like a we could do like high knees.
Gives like a nice pull to your
just
back.
To do the legs, like we use like some high knees.
Work the hip flexors.
Yeah, hip flexors, stuff like that. Right. I could. High knees are kind of a low.
So let's see.
More of a cardio.
Individual, like running high knees, or a jump, like a two-legged jump high knee.
I was thinking running high knees. Just in place. Like this. That looks... Are you watching my stream? That looks funny.
My Discord still, like when I'm watching videos, it still goes black and I have to leave the chat and come back in.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Well, high knees in place might be the way. Like that. That's like some cardio.
Let's see.
Some hip.
Do you know the high knees that I'm talking about where it's more like a jump?
Yeah, like a tuck jump.
Yeah.
That one's a little harder. We could do it though. Like a tuck jump in place. These are hard.
Let's see how he does them. Or how they do them. Boop. Boop. Well, I don't want them to go that high. I'm not trying to kill people.
We could do this thing.
We can do both.
He's doing both. He's doing high knees and...
let's see. Can we clip this part?
I can point it to this part.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
But we don't want them to go that crazy. Yeah, see, that's like a normal jump. It don't look like you're going buck wild.
And then I can just do share. What do we want to call it?
Oh, hold on. You gotta click start at 18 seconds, don't you?
Yeah, I do. Thank you.
You said, what do we want to... Just tuck jump.
Tuck jump.
Just because it's the same name as the video, so it just makes it easier for, to understand.
Sure. Boom.
Yeah.
At everyone. Vote on next next week's. Vote on the next weekly challenge.
I don't know. I'm still going to vote for my favorite. I got bad knees.
Bird dogs. I
Y'all go for what you like, but I got bad knees.
I didn't do feet raises, and I wanted to do feet raises. So
Vote for your feet raises, man.
do you want to add? Can I edit this? No. Do you want to add the Chat GPT part as well to your notes? To be like, hey, this is what Chat GPT spit out.
So I did that last week. If you see, well, not if you see, but in the notes, I said started working on a new baseline for ChatGPT system so that it can transcribe more detailed notes for us going forward. And I dropped the Discord link to the message that you put in the Huddle chat that showed last week's ChatGPT notes, and I said, "Is the example of last week's ChatGPT?"
I see.
Yeah.
I see. That makes sense.
Yeah. So since you said it takes a day, I was just like, let's show them a base of like what it did before. Then we'll hack MD the new prompt kind of going forward, and then we'll see what it can make.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's all I had. Do you have anything?
Any closing thoughts? Everything in life is fluid. Things change all the time. Do not get stuck on when things don't go your way or the way that you would expect. Just keep moving forward.
Yeah, a wise fish once said, "Just keep swimming."
Ooh, bars.
And a wise she said, "Just keep dowing." Just dow it. Anyway, cool. I'll see you guys next week.
Bye, cuties.
See you.